Well, stuff done hit the fan now. Beginning of last week, we had a big Hollywood producer named Harvey Weinstein who he wasn't accused. He basically was outed as a serial sexual predator for over 40 years with some of the biggest names in Hollywood and some people whose names weren't as big. It turns out that not only was he basically a sexual predator, but he went after a couple of young ladies who were underage, and it's just a horrible mess. And he finally got fired from the company he started with his brother, and, his name is now mud. He may even still be able to get sued by a few people. The company may be able to get sued. But that wasn't the only thing. There's a group out there that's called Screen Junkies. I like to watch their YouTube channel. They talk about movies a lot, and they do some very entertaining things. Well, it turns out a guy who was vice president of that organization, who was kind of a cool personality online, was also a sexual predator who preyed on women and did all these things and tried to do some pretty nasty things. And he got fired. And it's interesting only because this is not new. This has been going on for a long time. I remember hearing stories from a couple of ladies that I've known in my life who said something about someone who came onto them inappropriately and did some things that were just horrible. It's pretty lucky that I didn't know who these guys were, because I'm the type that might have wanted to go over and confront them. My wife would have hated that, but that's just the type of person I would have been. And this is mainly for men, this part here. Y'all need to stop. You need to knock it off. You need to stop having all this bad behavior. I don't understand what gives you the right to believe, not to do, but to believe that you have the right to, put conditions on women and getting jobs and all this other kind of stuff. What makes you think you're so entitled? Because you have money? Because you have a position? Are you serious? None of that stuff's going to protect you. Look at all the people. Who's that guy from Uber? Travis something. I mean, he just got bounced. Bill Cosby. I mean, yes, he did a lot of horrible stuff, but those women didn't work for him. He just thought he was kind of a comedy god, and he lost his way. And I'm saying that's no excuse whatsoever, because I don't know that he wasn't doing it, years before the medication came out so that you could do things. I just don't get this. What is this thing that makes people think that they're above everyone else? It's the same mess that happens with minorities. It happens with people who are disabled. It happens with sexual people who have, gay people, lesbian, all that. Where just people just think that they're above them and they can pretty much rule them and do whatever they want to them. It ain't true. Knock it off. Now, that part was for the men. For the women, you know what? I applaud those of you who have tried. I applaud the women who just kind of came out against this guy and then have started coming out against some other people. I applaud you for finally doing that. However, it turns out a lot of y'all tried way back when, and HR failed you. And it's one of the gripes I've sometimes had about human resource positions, is the fact that they don't know who they're supposed to be supporting. In my opinion, they need to be supporting employees, because unless the company has a union, their job is to protect the employees. But that's not how it happens. At Screen Junkies, for instance, these folks have said, we reported this all the time, and it was like the company tried to keep them quiet to support the guy who was vice president, who kept getting them in trouble. The same thing with Weinstein. He had people who were basically trying to hide everything. He couldn't hide all those settlements, though, could he? You just can't do it. HR, you need to be supporting the people who put through a claim. Yes, I know there are some people who are just saying these things and it may not be true. But you know what? A little investigation, a little bit of work, and you're probably going to find, when it's a lie, you're going to find out pretty quickly. I mean, the police do. A lot of other people do. But you still have to investigate it. You just need to stop. Everyone needs to stop harassing these women. Now, someone out there, some guy is going to say, well, why don't you talk about the women who do it to men? Name one. And I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but it's more prevalent on the other side. So don't even try to get this dodge and say, well, some women do it too. That was a movie that starred Jennifer Aniston. I don't know. I'm going to assume that it probably happens the other way, but I'm not so sure that it happens as often as it does with the men. I don't know. If it happens that way and you've reported it and you're getting turned down, you know what? Do the same thing the women did. Out these people. You know, this is a new age. This is a new day. We got social media. We have people who are going to rally behind people who put those kind of things out there. You need to make sure that your behavior is above reproach so that this doesn't happen. Y'all need to get your act together. Maybe you need some leadership training. Hey, that's what I do. But stop. Knock it off. Please. Let's get back, if we ever had, to people who are showing others a little bit of respect. Don't take the example of some people who I'm not going to mention. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's what I had for this week. Please, folks, let's show some common sense. Take care.